They're often called sports' most unsung heroes. Their days often begin before sunrise and rarely end before darkness. And the X's and O's in their vocabularies rarely mean hugs and kisses. They are the coaches. And this very special halftime feature deals with a different kind of coach, one who believes sidelines are only a suggestion.
Brown, Lombardi, Hallis, Shula, Lamaze. Any discussion on the merits of coaching would be very incomplete without the mention of such hallowed names. And yet there is one coach who is rarely mentioned among the greats, and yet her name is spoken somewhere almost every minute of every day. That name is Granny. For over a quarter of a century, her brand of sweet and precious love has earned her the undying devotion of millions of fans. And for all of that time, fans have delighted in watching this grande dame de cartoons serve as both mentor and protector to Tweety. In fact, many have credited this sage in gray for being solely responsible for Tweety's continued success and ability to stay out of gastrointestinal jams. But like any sports icon, she is not without her critics. Some say her overprotective behavior of Tweety borders on overprotective behavior, and her tendency to whack, smash, or bash with a stick or an umbrella crosses the line. And more to the point, just not fair.
Well, certain players, and this is true of every sport, certain players are always going to get a little more elbow room than others when it comes to playing between the lines. I'm talking your Jordans, your Maddoxes, your Youngs, even your Flairs, but hey, they've earned it, and nobody's going to argue with that. But what steams my shorts about Tweety is he's got Granny doing most of his dirty work, and he's getting away with it. I mean, that size 8 print on Sylvester's backside didn't come from some 6-inch canary. It's like Ohio State and Clemson all over again, only she doesn't just step over the sidelines. She takes a running leap.
We asked Granny if she would care to comment on these or any other allegations, but she declined our interview, although she did have this to say on a recent radio talk show.
Oh, flippity-gibbet.
Granny, one woman dispensing love and vengeance with equal measure, refusing to answer to or apologize for either. I think it might have been Hector, Granny's long-suffering canine companion, who summed it up best. With Granny, sometimes you get the biscuit, sometimes you get the rolling pin.
You know, I don't care what her critics say. When the fight breaks out, I want her on my side, because I've had that homemade macaroni and cheese of hers.
Macaroni and cheese, Lenny? Come on. It's not even in the same league as a green bean casserole.
Hey, fellas, I got 2 words for you. Banana pudding.
Oh, I wish you hadn't said that. You know, isn't it just about time for the second half? Oh, yes, it is. We'll be back later.
Hi, this is Pat Summerall along with John Madden, welcoming you back to Frizz Freeling Coliseum, where so far Tweety has been doing nothing but sharpening his beak on Sylvester's ego. We also want to welcome those of you just joining us who've been watching F Troop.
Well, Pat, if this second half is anywhere near as ugly as the first, Sylvester may be circling some wagons of his own.
Let's go down to the field where Sylvester is coming out of the locker room. Not exactly Kevin confidence. Sylvester's coach must have let loose some fireworks of his own.
I'd love to have been a fly on the wall in that locker room.
I hear there's plenty.
Look, Tweety...